Welcome to Discover Community Church. We're so happy that you decided to join us today. If you're at one of our watch parties at either location, Virginia or Maryland, or if you decided to join us online, we're so happy that you're here with us today. I want to remind you that if you're online, that we do have chat hosts available to help you or to even take prayer requests. If you're at one of our watch parties, we have guides there to help you as well. So right after our praise and worship, we will be having our mindful meditation. And following the mindful meditation, we will be having our message today. Our message follows in our family value series. Today's message is on education.
Clap your hands right there. I said clap your hands right there.
Lord, thank you for this place right here. I'm in a good place. Lord, thank you for this place right here. I'm in a good place. Say, Lord, thank you for this place right here. Say, I'm in a good place. Everybody say, Lord, thank you for this place right here. Say, I'm in
free. Relax your mind, let your conscience be free. Relax your mind, let your conscience be free.
The DCC Mindful Moment is a mindfulness practice designed to help us improve our ability to decrease stress, anxiety, and regulate our emotions. This time is intended to help us focus our attention and observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. We invite you to join us. Find a comfortable position, remove any distractions, and prepare to experience God through our connection with the world around us. Close your eyes and hear. Listen to the rhythm around you. It is the thud of a kick into an eardrum head. The snare snaps. Hi-hats dance in a barely perceptible cadence. Feel the repetitive call of the bass. Invites you into your inner self. Feel the sway of your head, the natural movement of your body entering into the rhythm around you. Each of the frequencies find you where you are, seated, laying down, or standing. First, they reach into your ear, pulling you into conversation with each part. This is rhythm. Rhythm is a gift. It was never given, but it was received. Your first breath, you began to breathe in various rhythms, subdivided based on exertion, but always in time. Long before that breath, your heart began to beat in syncopation with a steady and unending pulse. The beats reverberate through your body. Feel that rhythm. Rhythm of life, a God-given metronome to which we live our entire lives by. Rhythm is at the core of our being. Without it, there is no being. Yet, here you are, being. Rhythm and in time divine. Rhythm, God's gift to each of us. Now, open your eyes, knowing God's gift pulsates through your veins. You know, the rhythm lets you know you are alive. Thank God for rhythm.
Good morning, Discover Community Church. I'm so glad that you're joined us this beautiful Sunday morning. Hey, look, if you are in the room or if you are online, we are just grateful that you are here today with us as we finish up the last core value here at Discover Community Church, which is education. Hey, look, we launched out in May of 2022. And it's been an amazing time. We've gone through healing. We've talked about love. We went over empowerment. We went over service. And then this past Sunday, we had our family reunion for Discover Community Church. We had Virginia and Maryland come together, and we talked about unity from the great prophet Frankie Beverly and Mays. We are one. And so for those who didn't get a chance to be there, I'm sorry you missed out on that amazing time. But hopefully you will come to the next family reunion, the next gathering that we have together, the next outreach. We want to thank all those that participated in bringing cleaning supplies. We were able to help another nonprofit. And so we appreciate all the service, all the gifts, all the donations that we are making an impact in our community. So today we are going to talk about education. The one thing that we learned from the past pandemic is this: our homes are extremely important. Our homes is the safety net for our lives. Our homes are a place that we want to be a particular way where we can really let our hair down and be ourselves. Because of the pandemic, we had to spend even more times in our homes. We had to be around our family a little bit longer than what we are accustomed to. We were probably used to hustling and bustling, getting to work, dropping the kids off at school. And then in that March of 2020, we were told that the kids needed to go home, and we may have thought we were going to go home for about 2 weeks, and that turned into 2 years. Our homes had to be the place where we did everything in our life. For some of us, it was a place of safety because we didn't want to be around individuals that might spread a virus. We didn't know how our family would react to it. For some of us, it was our place of peace because we knew that our kids and our family members were safe because we were all together. Some might have felt like it was a bad place. Some individuals might have gone through domestic disturbances and things of that nature as we saw increase and an uptick of that in some areas. For others, our homes were a place of healing. Maybe we had to be there to quarantine. Maybe we had symptoms and we had to be placed in a room. But whatever your home became, I know this: it was the place that a lot of us worked from. We had to do our school from. It was a place that we did virtual gatherings from. And so it became the centerpiece of our lives. It became so important that the values of home drastically went up. It's because we were spending so much time at home, and individuals were moving from more expensive parts of the country and colder parts of the country to warmer parts that were a little bit cheaper. And it drove the price of homes up, the value, because our homes became so important for the way that we did life. I don't know if you guys remember this. MTV Cribs used to be a show that I watched, and it was individuals that would walk through and show the different parts of their home, and they would show their master bedroom, and you remember the phrase, they said, "This is where the magic happened." And they would show their kitchen and everywhere else. But it was a symbol of where they could be themselves and where they could have peace and where they could be settled, and where they could honestly live the life that they wanted to live. Now that we're moving away from our homes, now that we feel like we're opening back up as a country and as a world, no one wants to leave their home. People are switching jobs because they're not offering remote work, or if they're not offering the work-life balance that they want, the telework that they would like to have, because they've gotten accustomed to being at home and having that peace and having that place where they do life. The same way we value homes, God used homes in the Word of God to actually be an analogy for our lives. In Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 through 27, it says this: anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. Though the rain comes in, torrents and the flood waters rise, and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When the rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. So you might be saying, Wes, what does this have to do with education? What does this have to do with Discover Community Church's core value? And what I want to let you know, and the way that Scripture lets us know, is that your life or your house, design, strength, and valuables are determined by your education. Your life, which is an analogy of this house, the design, the strength, and valuables are determined by your education. So this is why Discover Community Church cares so deeply about your life, and that's why education is our core value. That education, what you learn, it has a direct correlation to how your life goes. And so we want to make sure that you understand the why behind the education and the how behind the education, so that you will do it. Because maybe some of you were turned off by education because someone taught you in elementary school or grade school or high school, and it became hard and difficult, and you didn't learn as fast as other individuals. And so maybe you gave up on education. I'm here to tell you that if you understand the why, if you understand the how, you will really lean in and begin to learn and to grow, and that will have a direct impact on your life. So I want to focus in on a passage in Proverbs chapter 24. We're going to look through some verses, and I want you to see the why and the how education directly correlates with how our life goes. So in Proverbs 24, starting at verse 3, it says this: a house is built by wisdom. So let's stop there. A house is built by wisdom. Wisdom is a skill that you have to be able to have the discernment between knowing what is true and what is right. So wisdom is the ability to know what is true and what is right, how to have that skill. Okay, that's how your life truly is built. And I'm going to use this analogy because I played basketball growing up. It was something that I did every single day. It was something that I went to camps for. And so it was a skill that I picked up. And so if you have a basketball, those who play the game understand that when you're holding a basketball, the way that you hold a basketball is you don't hold it in your palm. You hold it with your fingertips. And you have some separation between your fingertips and the ball. This is a skill that was taught over and over again in every single camp and every single practice, because they wanted us to know and have the skill to dribble a basketball properly. Those that dribble basketball with the palm of their hand will open themselves up to losing the ball and not having real control over the ball because they didn't understand how to hold the ball properly. The same way You have to understand how to hold a basketball properly. It's the same way you have to understand, have to have particular skills in life, whether it's at your job, whether it's in your home, whether it's with your family, whether it's in ministry, whatever it may be, the house or your life is built by the wisdom that you gain. Now, some of you might be saying, you know what? I wish I would have learned some things early in life because I feel like I'm playing catch up. I love the scripture because that word built, it means to build up, but it also means to repair. So it's giving you this analogy that the way that you build your life, you can almost certainly know that you'll have times where things need to be repaired, where things need to be changed up, where things need to be reconstructed, where things need to be renovated, and there's new things that you pick up, there's new wisdom that you pick up, and so it allows you to make up for the things that you used to do, but now you know a better way of doing it, and that's going to be how your house is built. And from there it says in verse 3, and a house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. That word good sense means understanding or discretion. So if I go back to the analogy of holding the basketball with my fingertips, the reason why I want to hold the ball with my fingertips and catch it in a particular way is I catch the ball on what they call a triple threat. I'll have the ability to pass the ball, I have the ability to shoot the ball, or I have the ability to dribble the ball. So because I understand why I'm holding the ball with my fingertips, now I understand that I'm going to control the ball better with my fingertips and I'm not going to hold it with the palm of my hand. This allows me to get the understanding of why it's important to do that. The same way we do that in this game is the same way we do this in life. After you get a skill, after you understand what's the right thing to do, what's the truth that actually needs to be done, when you get the why or the understanding or the discretion, it makes your life even stronger, or in this analogy, the house even stronger. It's like building that foundation, that rock that's there. So again, first wisdom, then we're getting to good sense, understanding. And then verse 4 says this: through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all the sorts of precious riches and valuables. So going back to the analogy, now I know how to dribble. Now I know how to pass. Now I know how to shoot. Now I know how to hold the ball properly. Now, when I get knowledge, I know, all right, in order to get better, I need to do the figure 8. In order to get better, I need to take 100 free throw shots made. In order to get better, I need to take 500 made shots from the 5 different spots on the court. Now I know that I need to do my lines, or what we used to call suicides. Now I know I need to get my wind up. All the greatest shooters understand that the best way to shoot is not really concerned about your hands. It really deals with your legs. All this knowledge that you pick up allows your life to be richer. It has more valuables. It becomes more precious because you pick up this knowledge. So how do we do this in our life? There are schools that we can go to. There's a reason why you may want to go back and get your undergrad. There may be a reason why you want to get your master's. You understand that getting more knowledge allows you to have more valuables. The rooms of your life are going to be filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. Okay, so move on to verse 5. It says this: the wise are mightier than the strong, and those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger. Here he's continually going forward with this analogy of the house or with your life. And it says, as you get wiser, as you learn these skills, as you understand why you're doing things and how to do things, and you're picking up knowledge each and every day, you grow stronger and stronger, meaning your life gets better and better, meaning that you get mightier and mightier, even mightier than those that might look strong on the outside, but might be struggling on the inside. And so here we understand this education is really dealing with your mind, getting that stronger, understanding, knowing more. I love this next verse because it kind of brings it all together. It says, so don't go to war without wise guidance. Victory depends on having many advisors. You might say, what does war have to do with houses? Well, in this time, cities built up walls to protect themselves from people coming in and causing war and stealing things from them. And most of the time, the houses were built inside those walls of those cities. So your house was really a protection, and it let you know when it would protect you, as well as it would help you if you went out and started a war to bring whatever you won in that war, whether it was riches, whether it was cattle, whatever it was, back into your city to be protected. It's talking about those type of wars. And so what it's saying is your house, with wise guidance, you'll understand when to make those fights, because you need to understand how to fight in order to protect your life. The second part says this: victory depends on having many advisors. I am so glad that you come to Discover Community Church. I'm so glad to serve as the Maryland campus pastor, but you need more than one advisor in your life. I'm glad you have a pastor, but do you have a therapist? Do you have a teacher or professor? Do you have a coach? How about a mentor? Do you have an accountant? Do you have a lawyer? We need as many advisors that have gone through those steps of having the wisdom, of having the understanding, of having the knowledge. Those are the type of advisors that we need. We don't need social media advisors that haven't built anything. The way that you choose your advisor is dependent on the house that or the life that they have built for themselves. When they reflect what you want, that's the type of advisor that you want to go to. And so I want to challenge us as we're growing in education. We can't learn everything. We can't know everything. And so we're going to need advisors to have victory in life. So you need those pastors, but you need that therapist. You need more people in every realm. Right now, I'm getting my butt kicked because I've tag teamed with an individual that's a little bit better than me in working out. And so each morning I get up and I meet with this guy, and this guy is showing me different things that I need to do in lifting and running and working out. And so I listen to him, or I subject myself to him, because I know he's helping me to get the victory in a particular area of life that I want better results. I'll give you another example. Back in 2012, I felt like I was stuck in my career. I felt like I hit a wall. I think I hit a glass ceiling, and I was introduced to a coach. I talked it over with my wife, and I had to make a significant investment to get this coach. And this coach was willing to walk through a 10-week process with me to look at all the things that I do and see how I can do them better. There was one particular thing that I will never forget. He told me that I had a blind spot because in particular situations where I needed to step up as an adult, I was still acting like a child. That's hard to swallow when you are 28 years old and you have a spouse and you have 2 kids and someone is telling you that you still need to grow up. You still need to make better decisions. And so he worked with me to let me see, how do I react better in situations that I would typically shy away from, or I typically would get afraid in, or I would typically just ask somebody, just tell me what to do, instead of stepping up and being an adult in a situation. I will tell you that from that, I became a better husband. I became a better father. And I also became a better worker. Since that time, my salary increased by 6 figures based on him determining a blind spot that I did not know I had. There is so many valuables that we miss out on because we don't take the time to get the victory by having many advisors. And I know you might be saying, it don't take all that. I don't need all these professors. I don't need all these guidance counselors. I don't need all this. I know how to live my life the way that I'm supposed to. Well, I'm glad you said that, because verse 7 kind of deals with that. It says, wisdom is too lofty for fools. What happens is we become foolish when we think we don't need to go through that process in order to become wise. That wisdom becomes too lofty for us, and we miss out on having a better life because we're not willing to humble ourselves. It says this, continuing in verse 7, among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. Have you ever, and I'm almost ashamed to say this, but a lot of the foolishness sometimes comes within the church. We use the term faith for a reason why we don't seek more guidance and more help in particular areas. We cover up our insecurities, our shortcomings, by saying, all I need is faith to handle this, without fully understanding what faith is. We might be singing songs like, as long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. And the problem is, we do. God has given us a body and a community and individuals that have wisdom in particular areas that we don't have, that we need assistance. And so there might be a reason why you need to go back and get that GED. There may be a reason why you need to go ahead and get that undergraduate degree. There may be a reason you need to get that master's or that PhD, or you need to get that mentor or that personal trainer, or talk with that pastor, or meet with that therapist, because there are areas that our life is not being built on. There's skills we're missing out on. There's understanding that we don't quite have. And there is knowledge that we haven't obtained yet that we can get from these many advisors to help us to have victory in life. Well, why do I want all that? I want you to skip down to verse 10, and it says this. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. What it's saying is, if you make a decision to try to do your life your own way, without having these advisors, without having the ability to learn how to build your house with wisdom and to have it strong and established with understanding and discretion, and to have all your rooms filled with precious valuables because of knowledge, your strength is too small. What it's saying is you need to stop trying to do it yourself. You need a community. You need to learn more. You need to humble yourself. And I understand you might have been scarred in times past. There might have been mentors or pastors or therapists or accountants or lawyers that have hurt you, that made you lose money in the past. But I'm telling you, there are some out there that can help you. And I believe as you make a determination to move forward and to grow, that God will direct your paths to the individuals and to the advisors that will help you to grow. And once you do that, you can look at verse 11. It says this, rescue those who are unjustly sentenced to die. Save them as they staggered to their death. Don't excuse yourself by saying, look, we didn't know. For God understands all hearts and he sees you. He who guards your soul knows you knew. He will repay all people as their actions deserve. What he's pretty much saying is this. As you are growing, as you're developing your life, as you're learning to love learning and to develop your wisdom and discretion and discernment, when you make those investments to go into whether it's organized learning or whether you're picking up one-on-one mentors and things of that nature, What he's saying is, as you see other people where their lives or their house is sentenced to death, you should help them. You should rescue them. You should be the type of person that comes along and say, hey, look, I struggled with this too. I had to humble myself and submit myself to someone else to help me with my blind spots. Why don't you help rescue someone? That education, help our community get better. And that will help us to move forward as a community. So here's some practical steps. First, you need goals. In order to build a house, before they ever do anything, they do a blueprint. They map it out. They write down exactly what needs to be built. You need goals for your life. You need why smart goals. And this is something that I learned from my coach, and I'll shout him out, Pierre Lucy. Why smart goals? The W means it needs to be written. The H means it needs to be harmonious with your family and what your guys' goals will be. It needs to be why. It needs to be yours. You don't need to pick up somebody else's dreams or vision. You need to have your own goals. The S means specific. The M means motivated. It has to be something that you want to do that gets you up in the morning. A stands for attainable, meaning that you know that it's a stretch goal. It's something that is not within your reach, but you can stretch out to get it. R means relative to what you need to do, and T is the timetable. I want to challenge you as we go into our hangouts, as we go into a new school year, as we go into a new calendar year in a couple of months, to write down your goals, to understand how your house or your life will be built. What are some other practical steps we're doing to help with education? Here at Discover Community Church, you have to ask questions. In order to get understanding, you have to ask questions. Without questions, you cannot get deeper understanding. You can't get the foundation or establish your life without asking those questions. So be bold and ask those questions. We'll allow questions at the end of all of our services, as well as in our Bible studies. And so we want you to be bold enough to ask those questions. As we ask questions, as we hear things, we always want to ask questions. Where did that come from? Who said that? Where is that found in the Word? Where is that law written? You need to ask the right questions so you get the proper understanding. So here at Discover Community Church, we encourage that. Ask as many questions. Where are y'all sending the money? What are y'all doing? Why are we meeting at homes? When are we moving to a new building? All those type of questions, ask them. It helps you get better understanding as we build this house here at Discover Community Church. The other things that we do, we have an orientation where we let you know and learn all about what we're doing here. We have 3 different courses that we are gearing up to give so that you can learn about Discover, that you can learn about the community at large, and you can learn about the kingdom of God or the church that God has established here. We also have partners within the community. Like we said, you need many advisors. So we've partnered with therapists and lawyers and accountants and individuals to help you with your credit. People that can help you with the end of life planning and estate planning. Those things we have on that we'll be placing on our website. So you'll have those contacts. And so you know how to get in touch with them so that you can have the victory in your life and be well prepared. Okay. And so we know we all have different learning styles. We all know that some people like to learn on their own. Some people like to learn through music. Some people are more visual. Some people love analogies. Some people like to do logic. Some people like to be social. But whatever your learning style is, whatever you're going to do, I need you to understand that your life's design has to be established. The success of your life is really built in how well you educate yourself, how you become more wiser, how you learn to understand and discern even more, and how you get more knowledge. So please join us here at Discover Community Church as we go on this journey. This is the reason why we have Discover in our name. We are always learning. We are always growing. We are always asking questions. We are always trying to get better because, as the scripture says, as we get more knowledge, we get stronger and stronger. I pray that this word has caused you to want to pick up a book, make you want to call a particular person, make you want to write down some goals, make you want to move further and develop more in your life and in your family. Thank you for this time. And please be on the lookout for more announcements as we hang out here at Discover Community Church.
Thank you so much for joining us today. What an amazing message by Pastor Wes, following in our Family Value series on today's message on education. If you would like to connect with us, please fill out one of our connection cards. Also, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms at Come Discover Us. Also, if you would like to keep up with any of our upcoming events, or you would like to give to continue to support this ministry, please go to our website, comediscover.org. Also, for those that are at our watch party, get ready for our hangout. Our hangout is a time for us to dig deeper into the message that we just heard. And also, for those that are online, we are working on it. We will soon be having our online hangout. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you again in 2 weeks. God bless.
What's up, family? This is Tasha from the VA campus, and welcome to Discover Church. Here at Discover, we strive to love God, love people, and make a difference. Here are some of our church announcements.
Discover Community Church is here, and here's what you can expect. Join us every first and third Sunday for our worship services. You can tune in online or join us in person at one of our watch parties in Maryland or Virginia. Watch parties are an opportunity to meet the Discover family in person and watch the service stream together. Registration is required. On fifth Sundays, we will also host community outreach events, giving us another chance to gather and impact our communities. We can't wait to welcome you to our irresistible church. Discover Kids will meet on first and third Sundays at 11 a.m. Join us at one of our watch parties or online at comediscover.org. Do you want to help our ministry grow and make a difference in the lives of others? If the answer is yes, we'd love to have you join our launch team. Go to comediscover.org to sign up today. Are you connected? To stay up to date on all the latest Discover Community Church news and events, go to comediscover.org to fill out our connection form and follow us at Come Discover Us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Giving is easy at Discover Community Church. Contributions can be made by text to give, Cash App, Tithely, PayPal, and Breeze. You can also donate by shopping through our page on Amazon Smile. Go to comediscover.org for all giving links. Show your Discover love by purchasing DCC swag at our brand new online shop, where you'll find all kinds of Discover branded merch. Be sure to check back often, as we'll be releasing new designs throughout the year. Go to comediscover.org to shop. Have a great week.